Once upon a time in the city of Shrivasti, there lived a wealthy merchant who had a daughter of unparalleled beauty named Patachara. Her beauty was so captivating that young men from all around were drawn to her. To protect her, her parents confined her to the upper chambers of their house, away from prying eyes. Despite these precautions, Emily fell deeply in love with a servant in their household. Meanwhile, her parents arranged a marriage for her with a wealthy suitor. However, on the night of her wedding, Emily and her beloved servant fled from their village, escaping into a life of simple labor to make ends meet. Their life together, though challenging, was filled with love. Emily soon became pregnant and decided to return to her parents for the birth of her child. However, fate had other plans. On their journey, she gave birth prematurely, and they had to return home. Tragedy struck again when Emily became pregnant for a second time. As they journeyed through a dense forest to reach her parents' home, a violent storm erupted. Her husband went to gather firewood, but was fatally bitten by a venomous snake. Unaware of her husband's demise, Emily gave birth to their second child in the lonely forest. She spent a harrowing night shielding her children from the storm, waiting for her husband. In the morning, she found his lifeless body and her world shattered. Grief-stricken and with her children in tow, Emily continued towards her parents' home. However, a swollen river stood in her path. In a desperate attempt to get both children across, she faced the most heart-wrenching moments of her life. A hawk snatched her newborn while crossing, and her older child drowned while trying to reach her. Losing her entire family in one day, Patachara's mind gave way to immeasurable grief. As she neared her parents' home, she learned that they too had perished in a flood, their house destroyed. This final blow pushed her into a state of madness, and she roamed the streets of Shrivasti, wailing in her sorrow. Her wanderings led her to the place where Gautama Buddha was teaching. Her distressed state caused a commotion among the crowd. Buddha, sensing her agony, called for her to be brought to him. In his presence, a miraculous change occurred. Emily regained her senses and, realizing her state of undress, was overcome with shame. Buddha compassionately offered her a robe to cover herself. Emily shared her tragic tale with Buddha. His teachings brought her peace and understanding. He spoke of the impermanence of life and the universality of suffering. This encounter transformed Patachara, leading her to become a disciple of Buddha. She eventually attained enlightenment, finding solace and wisdom in her journey through sorrow. This story of Emily reminds us that even in the depths of despair, there can be a path to enlightenment and inner peace. Her tale teaches us that sorrow, while a challenging part of life, can also be a profound teacher, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world.